Alrighty, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to be starting off this lesson by saying Kahalayim La Yahweh Ba'Hashim Yahushai Ba'Hashim Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopefully elect. Back here again today with another quick lesson on the topic of all the evils that happen today and how the Lord actually condones these evils, okay, or allows it to happen. We have people out there, that question this truth as a whole and things in this truth with simple-minded questions or arguments, such as, people will tell you, oh, the Lord would never do that, or the Lord would never allow that to happen, among other things, when indeed the Lord does allow these things, these evils to happen, and in fact give the okay for these things to happen on the left-hand side of things. Okay, the left hand being his evil hand and the right hand being his righteous hand. All right, everything that goes according to the Lord's will, whether it be evil or righteous, all right, occurring from the left or the right hand. All righty, so as I said, these terrible things that happen are indeed of the Lord, which he does in fact condone them or allows these things to happen. All right, and we are going to be getting some precepts to prove it. Alrighty, so first things first, we're going to be jumping on down to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 39. And we're going to get verse 28 on down, okay? Salaki, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Okay? There be spirits created for vengeance. Alright, as we know, only the Lord creates spirits. Okay? The Lord is known as the Father of all spirits. Okay? So the Lord created these specific spirits for a specific situation. Alright? Whatever situation that the Lord puts on you. They appease him, all right, meaning to satisfy, all right, the weather of him that made them, speaking about the Lord, okay? So this precept is basically telling you that the Lord created these spirits for vengeance and the time of their destruction. Whenever the Lord wills, they hit or they strike, or whatever, all right, and they appease him. All right, and these next couple of precepts give you examples of what spirits were created for vengeance. All righty, continuing on, verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. All right, fire, hail, things along those lines, wildfires or snowstorms, all right, were created for vengeance. All right, so when people get caught up in those situations, it was meant to be, all right? It was deemed by the Lord. All right, also famine and death. All right, the Lord deems these people to get caught up in famine, all right, starving, all right, leading unto death. All right? And the Lord deems all these things, which again were created by the Lord for the sole purpose of vengeance. All right? Therefore, basically condoning evil. All right? So continuing for Ecclesiastes 39 and 30. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. All right, teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, all right, the sword are for punishing the wicked. All right, clear as day, the Lord created these things for the wicked. So when the Lord give them their green light, all right, they're going to perform however the Lord deems it to be. All right, could be any of these things listed or other creations that aren't listed. All right, whatever the Lord deems. Continuing 39:31, they shall rejoice in his commandment and shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. All right, all these things created for vengeance will rejoice in his commandment. All right, whose commandment? The Heavenly Father's commandment. All right, he put the Spirit and these animals and weathers and seasons and whatnot to do the will of his, whatever it may be, to destroy or to do whatever. And as the end of verse 31 says, they shall not transgress his word. Okay, they will not let the Heavenly Father down, basically. All right, they will indeed complete their goal of whatever the Heavenly Father told them to do. All right, showing you the Lord is indeed okay with people dying or getting hurt or whatever, because as we read, these spirits themselves were created for that situation of vengeance by the Heavenly Father himself. All right. So continuing, we're going to jump on up. We're going to grab Deuteronomy chapter 32 and scroll on down. We're going to get verse 39. This here is Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 39. All right, cuts all that, the Most High is only love bullshit. But like I said, grabbing Deuteronomy 32:39, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and heal, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. All right, as we can see, this precept clearly explains that the Lord hands out judgment. All right, the Lord is the one who sanctifies someone who is going to be brought low or brought up on a high. The Lord kills, the Lord wounds. All right, this here proves to you that the Lord is okay with the so-called evil. Okay, mind you, it only seems evil to the people of this society, of this world. Okay, brothers in the truth have that understanding that when the Lord takes someone out, it's righteous. Okay, the Lord takes people out accordingly and righteously. Okay, but the Lord does indeed condone these so-called evils, people's death or injuries, because as we read, it's the Lord who's actually performing those activities. All right, so 32:39, simple. All right, so next we're gonna jump to the book of Isaiah. We're gonna scroll on down and get chapter 45, Slaki, and then we're gonna get verse 7. This is Isaiah chapter 45 verse 7. I form the light and create darkness, I make peace and create evil, I the Lord do all these things. The Lord creates darkness and creates evil. All these things are done by the Lord according to the precepts that we've been getting. Okay, and we know the Bible doesn't lie or sow confusion. So if the Lord doesn't condone evil or bad things, or bad things aren't of the Lord, then why are these precepts here? All right, again, because the Lord does indeed condone evil. All evil and all good is of the Lord. All right, when you see a baby, kids, teenagers, women get judgment, and everyone gets all bent out of shape about it, or a celebrity or whatnot, the Lord is really pleased. All right, he deemed those people to be taken out, and it was his will. All right, showing you that the Lord does condone evil on the left-hand side. Okay. Next, we're going to be jumping to the book of Amos, chapter 3. We're going to grab verse 6. Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh hath not done it? All right, is there any evil in this city, and the Lord have not done it? All right, you see some judgment, the Lord did it. You know what I mean? Clear as day. Clearly tells you in this precept here. All right, so when you see Pookie and Ray Ray shooting at each other, the Lord did it. You see a bad accident, the Lord did it. All right, but what does that show you? The Lord condones evil. Okay, nothing goes without the Lord. So if you see it, the Lord did it, being good or bad. Okay, so grabbing my last precept that I put here, we're gonna grab 1 Samuel chapter 2, and we're gonna grab verse 6. This is 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive, he bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord kills and brings down to the grave. Okay, Not much explaining to do on this one. This one's clear as day. The Lord is the one causing death on the left-hand side, and it's his doing. All right? So how can somebody do something without condoning it? All right? It's his will. All right? The Lord does indeed condone evil. All right? So Lord willing, you were edified. We basically brought out some precepts to show you that the Lord does indeed condone evil because the Lord creates the evil. All right, on the left-hand side, all evil is condoned by the Heavenly Father himself, right? So Lord willing, you was edified. In close, I'm going to be saying, Call Halayim La Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to the whole elect. Until next time.